Hi, welcome back to my channel. In honor of this being Valentine's weekend, I thought it would be fun to share with you guys 5 marriage tips. My husband and I have been married for almost 20 years, and we've been together since we were, well, before we were even adults. Let's put it that way. More than 20 years already. And we've learned a few lessons along the way. Granted, we don't have a perfect marriage, but we do have a loving relationship. We have a pretty affectionate relationship, and it's more than anything else solidly based on biblical principles and the foundation that God is at the center of our marriage. And we have 9 children, and that I think is one of the ways God has strengthened our marriage the most, is that we've been through the ups and downs of postpartum and pregnancy and child rearing and child schooling and all the decisions and things that need to be made when you're a parent 9 times over, which has brought us so much closer together and really strengthened our bond. Being parents of 9 kids has challenged our relationship in a way that has really grounded us and brought us closer together and closer to the Lord through that. So the 5 tips I want to share with you today are simple, but they're not easy. I think sometimes that's how truth is. It's simple. It can be very profound, but yet it's hard to actually apply. And the reason it can be difficult to apply is because we're just naturally selfish creatures. We are naturally wired to want to feed our own flesh, our own desires, our own wants, but it's really in the giving and the pouring out of ourselves to our spouse and to other people in our life that real joy is found, and the gospel is moved forward and God is glorified. And so I just want to encourage you that in that today is that God will equip you for that service, that love that feels like it's stretching you beyond what you're capable of. He will equip you for that. This tip is to keep short accounts. And that just means when you've wronged each other, when you've sinned against one another, immediately, as much as is possible, make it right. Now, some caveats for that are, it's easy to feel like your spouse has wronged you and they're annoying you, or they're bothering you, or they're doing things that you don't prefer, but that doesn't really mean they've sinned against you. It's those obvious small sins, that sharp tone, hurtful words, rude actions, unloving, unkind, unthoughtful behaviors towards one another, that when you notice them and are convicted of them, just make them right immediately. Don't let those bricks be built up to create a wall between you. So keep short accounts. Number 2, I really believe is assume the best motive for your spouse. Assume they love you. Assume all the wonderful things that you loved and thought about them before you got married and in those dating years. Assume they have good intention and good motive in what they do. That will go a long way towards helping keep short accounts as well. My number 3 tip is to learn each other's love languages. Sometimes it's helpful to learn the other person's personality and a little bit of who they are. You can do this just by paying attention to what your spouse likes, what their feedback is to you, what they praise, or thank you for. Those usually are things that are very important to them. If your husband, is very excited about a meal you've made, that's probably one of the things that means a lot to him, that he really loves that you make and serve the family that way and serve him that way. And so take note of that and intentionally seek to more and more find ways to love, pour in, and please your spouse in a way that they understand and that they feel it. It's really easy to get caught up in loving someone the way you want to be loved. Number 4 tip is love in a one-sided way. So what I mean by that is don't love or serve or give or do things for your spouse in order to gain something back. Now, Granted, I think a lot of fruit is born in a marriage when we are rightfully loving each other and seeking to serve the other person, really establish connection and intimacy when we are seeking, you know, the other person's best interest. And yet, if we are seeking our interest first by doing things for our spouse so that they will reciprocate and do something back to us, we're just not gonna feel the same. We're not gonna get the same connection. We are not doing it for the right intention, and God knows that, and He will bless that self-sacrificing love than self-indulgent love. Number 5 tip is be proactive in your marriage. So if you want a loving relationship, then be loving. If you want an affectionate relationship, be affectionate. Be the one to give. Be the one to step out first. Be the one to be respectful more than worrying and wondering if he's being loving. If you want a fun, playful marriage, be fun and playful. So just lead out in your love and in your service this way. God really bears fruit in your marriage that way. So be proactive in the way that you love, and you will see that blossom in your marriage more and more. So I hope that these little tips today encourage you in your own marriage. And if you have any questions for me, go ahead and leave those in the comments. I'd love to answer any questions that you have. I should probably bring my husband along for the next one. But I hope you enjoyed this video today, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye-bye.